last night's Monday Night Football game between the, at the time, 5-7 Cowboys and the 4-8 Bengals was the battle to emerge as the higher register playoff push candidate. Hey, man, I mean, they came with a win when they needed it, and they're 5-8. And
they lose, and then they lose, and then
this guy lose, and they lose, and you never know. I mean, you could make the case that the Cowboys were the ones, certainly since they entered with a better record, and chasing down the 7th-seeded team. The Cowboys have already beaten them, and all they had to do is just win out and beat them again, and they'd have the tiebreaker over them. And so here come the Cincinnati Bengals at 5-8. How real is it? Well, one of the teams that they face in the final 4 games, in fact, are the Denver Broncos, currently the 7th seed in the AFC. And Joe Burrow and the Bengals at 5-8, coming out with that win, getting the break. That, man, I know Micah Parsons said after the game he feels like that they're paying a due, that right. That's not fair. Uh-huh. The Bengals are like, hold our beer on that front. And they finally got that break when Amani Oruwariye became Leon Lett 2.0 and touched a live football that would have been theirs if they just let the live football go dead. And the Bengals used that opportunity to score, and they're now hoping that they win out and 9-8 would be good enough. Question is will it, and will they win out? Next game is at Tennessee for them, and as we all know, Tennessee didn't score a touchdown this past week in losing to Jacksonville at home in one of those stick needles in your eyes football games that occur every now and then in December. And then next up for them is Cleveland, and what better way to just keep the momentum going and welcome Cleveland into your house and say, guess what? You don't have Joe Burrow's number anymore because Joe is on fire and we sweep you. And that game might be just off the charts if 500-yard Jameis strolls into the stadium, right into the jungle. And then that game that I believe will be a Saturday game on NFL Network. That could be a Saturday night game, actually. If the Bengals win the next couple and Denver might get dinged up a little bit here. And then they're at Pittsburgh. Oh, boy. Steelers could put the final nail in, or the Bengals go to 9-8 with a win over Denver in their back pocket. Problem is they have to leapfrog 2 teams in front of them. Because leading the sniffing it category in the American Football Conference, outside looking in, are the Colts and the Dolphins. And the Colts have the Broncos first. Colts are first up against the Broncos. And the Bengals, let me make a look here. They've played neither Miami nor Indianapolis, nor will they, so there aren't any head-to-head tiebreakers there. They're going to have to really hope for some results as the Colts, after playing Denver, I mean that they would it be better for the Colts to win for the Bengals here? They'd be 7-7. That's the problem. You have to leapfrog that team, and they're now staying in front of you. And then the Colts play Tennessee as well. Then they're at the Giants, home for Jacksonville. Colts have a very nice schedule there. Although, what do you throw records out, right? When the Colts play in Division II? Who the hell knows?
What about the Chargers? Could they fall?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you want to...
Well, they're the same record as the Ravens and
let's take it one at a time. Let's take a look at the Dolphins right there. Yeah. The Dolphins, Final Four, they're at Houston this weekend. Then home for San Francisco, at Cleveland, and then at the Jets. I mean, it's possible that they
could lose all those.
I mean, or enough for maybe Cincinnati to pass them.
Enough, yeah.
You want to look at the Chargers? Really? You think the Chargers could fall off the table?
Well, it's the 3, 8, and 5 teams. One of them would have to fall, so I don't know.
All right.
Can't hurt to look.
I'll buy that one then. Home for Tampa, home for Denver, at New England, at Vegas. I don't think they're going to.
That's 2-2, maybe at the worst.
Yeah, I think, and obviously all you need is 10 wins. The Bengals can't catch you.
Right.
So, as I mentioned, higher register, you never know. But you know what's higher register is the price tag for Jamar Chase. We just hit that. Then we'll do Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday here. How many times do I say into this microphone here, pay a guy early rather than late?
Always want to be early here.
No need to let anybody else set the market. I don't know why they didn't sign Jamar Chase before the season. I don't know why. Is it possible? Because, again, when you give guaranteed money, you've got to put money in escrow. The Bengals just not – if they could take a year off from putting that money in escrow and just, keep it in their own account, would they prefer – honestly, would they prefer to have that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I'm just throwing things up against the wall. But who could have seen Jamar Chase balling out coming? Everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
Do you remember the conversation when they had the draft choice? Did you take Penei Sewell to protect Joe? Or do you take Jamar Chase to give Joe that weapon he knows from college and go off? And they chose Chase. I'm not saying that was the wrong decision at all. I mean, Detroit loves Penei Sewell. They've turned him into a quarterback, too, every now and then.
Right. Both players have been great.
It's worked out great.
Yes.
And, the offense, right last night, despite Micah and the defense playing well, they didn't sack Joe very much. I mean,
he got hit a few times.
We're not talking this year about Joe not being protected. We're talking about more the Bengals defense not being able to
stop anyone.
Provide Joe with more of a lead that he can clearly build with Chase. Correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Jamar Chase with yet more touchdowns last night, 2 of them. Now has the most touchdowns through 4 career seasons of the Super Bowl, or 3rd most, behind Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. He passed our first-hour guest, Rob Gronkowski, with those touchdowns. I mean, I could go on and on and on here. 5th career game with 175 or more receiving yards and 2 or more touchdowns. Trails only Tyreek Hill in that department. First player in NFL history with 10 or more receptions, 175 or more receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns in 3 games in a single season. Okay? First player in NFL history to have at least 80 receptions, 1,000 receiving yards, and 7 receiving touchdowns in each of his first 4 seasons. Bengals, the price only going up. And the quarterback seems to have advocated for it from the podium last night.
I've been saying that for a long time. He's a special player. He continues to make plays after the catch, before the catch. Any way that you get him the ball, he makes plays. He deserves all he's going to get and more.
Facts. Is Jamar Chase the current leader in the NFL at the wide receiver position of how the hell is he open? Do you have anybody covering him? Are you double teaming him?
Why isn't he doubled every play?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't play one-on-one.
Justin Jefferson had that for a while.
Yeah.
And then I think he's been doubled. Tyreek Hill had that for a while. Your 88 clubber in Dallas. But Jamar, how many times last night? It's just like, you got Diggs out there, right? You got Diggs and Bland. How is he so damn wide open?
I don't know.
And then, of course, after the Bengals got the gift of a possession, he's wide open, and then he pirouettes and just he runs away from people.
Yeah.
So he's not only a great route runner, he's faster than most. Okay.
He's awesome.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.